Hi, welcome to your Accounting 272 virtual classroom in ULearn. This little short video is to help you navigate and show you some tips. I understand that some have had a little difficulty navigating around. This should help clear up some of that. I apologize for some of the technical difficulties we had. It is not your teacher's fault. There's been some glitches, but I think we got everything pretty well worked out. So let me go over a couple things. I don't know about you, but I like to have plenty of space in where my classroom is and where I'm working. You can dock all of these wonderful little blocks. I mean, they got great information, but if you want them out of the way, you can dock them, and anytime you want them, you can come over and find that. Like for administration, you can find where you go get your grades or any of these number of different things. And just click outside of it, and then you're back in your class. Your teacher is Dr. Eckert, and she, I know, has great skills and ability, and please utilize her and get to know her through her meeting room or through her, where you can be almost face-to-face with her, or through her connections that she has with regards to your private thread or the news forum. We have had some difficulty with these three forums, which are the only forums that send email notifications. That it wasn't working. It is now working. However, our principal means of communication with you is going to be through the private thread. Now, that private thread is just literally a private thread between you and your teacher. I'm included in that just simply if there's a technical problem, I can help out and get a response back to you. Then this is Mr. Yost, and my role is to help support the classroom and make sure that everything works for you, and that if you've got questions about technical things, please let me know. I'll be glad to help. But these are the three forums that you work with, and most of the time you'll work with the private threaded forum. This is your textbook. Simply click on the link and then continue on. And this is where you'll get a chance to go into each of the different chapters. There is the feature that if you want to print a chapter, you can do that. And you can also increase the size. If you're like me, you need a little more to see. And then you can come up here and click and print portions of the chapters. So that's one way that you can do that. I'm going to go back to the course again. And then each week there will be a lesson. Now, what you need to understand, a checklist. What you need to understand is that this is a pretty intense course. You need to be already done with everything from lesson 1, and I'll explain that in a moment. And then now you're going to be starting in on lesson 2. This is an 8-week course, and there's 12 modules or 12 lessons for this course, and you need to get all of them done in 8 weeks. So you're going to average about 2 lessons per week. So it's pretty intense. You can't let anything slide under the deck because if it gets lost, you're gonna be behind. So whatever you need to do to get caught up this weekend so that you can start back again. Tomorrow's just reading and presentation, so a good catch-up day. If you're late on some things because of technical issues, I'm sure your teacher will extend grace to you and will help you. As you work with the checklist, you can mark off the things that you've accomplished, and you get an immediate reward by seeing a green bar navigate up or fill up. That remembers where you are the next time that you come back in, so that you'll know what assignments you've done and you can pace out your work. Let's go back using the breadcrumb trail to our main classroom. The Getting Started module, I'll admit, was pretty overwhelming with all of the materials that were in there. It wasn't meant to intimidate you. It just meant, I don't know where to put all these materials. Thinking about maybe I just need a folder for resources. But these are things for you if you need help, like how to do some things in ULearn. Do you need technology support? How about campus access or smart thinking, a 24-hour tutorial, a great thing. The important thing for you to do was get through the course syllabus, and that is where you learned about the description. It's a normal course syllabus, and most of you were interested in course requirements and what are you going to do and how am I going to get graded, and maybe you wanted to print that out and wasn't sure how to print it out, because normally you'd have a syllabus and you could print it out. If you just click over here on your administration, you can print the entire syllabus or book, or you can print the chapter that you happen to be on, which is essentially just one page, but it's kind of organized like a book with a table of contents. And so you could print that and put that in your notebook and save that for a rainy day when you have nothing else to do and want to read something. Let's go back to the course again using the breadcrumb trail. Now, lesson number 1 is the meat of what you needed to be working on these last few days. Every lesson is identical, the same. There will be a questions concerns forum where if you've got questions that you want to ask about this module, that's the way to go. Your teacher will put in lesson 1 overviews, things to remember, and then lesson instructions. That's where you learn what you need to do as far as reading, assignments that you're going to work on, quizzes that you're going to do. And I encourage you, please do not disregard these presentations that are there. They're very well done. The purpose of them is to replace the lecture that you would sit in. They're repeatable. They're great things. And then this is your textbook. There's a link usually within inside your particular lesson here. If not, you always can get to it right there, textbook, ebook. And then you had to get the knowing each other discussion, and that you were to post just like all of the people here have done. It looks like maybe all of you have. I don't really rightly off know, but there's many of you who have. And then that was what you got your first 30 points for. Okay, and then you came back and you respond to 2 other students, and you get 10 points for each of those. And then what your teacher will do is evaluate them and on making sure that you've given substantive contribution and responded appropriately. Go back to my lesson here again. And then the next one, the discussion questions, were a little meatier. They were dealing with a scandal and how to and it's you're getting things from in your own experience perhaps, or in large accounting, things that you've read about, and that's what we call a substantive or interactive discussion that deals with some objectives. Again, first 30 points you get for making your original posting. The next 20 you get for making sure that you respond to 2 students. All right, let's go back over here. I'm going to just click onto that lesson. We'll go right back into the lesson. And then you have an answer, 2 different assignments here. And she's put some templates up here for you. As you work through those, you'll notice that there's certain things that you need to do. And you can access the handout and complete the exercises, drop it down, make sure that you've worked on your document in Microsoft Word or whatever application you're using, add the submission, you navigate to where you're going to have it, click on that. Go browse where your document is. I'm just going to put, for the heck of it, some kind of, okay, open that up, upload the file. There it is. You save your changes. Now I'm going to cancel it because I don't want to put that in there. And you've submitted your assignment. Let's go back. And that's repeated again for the 2 different assignments that you have to do. And when you open up answer templates, there's some things in there that you can work with that Dr. Eckert has put up there for you. She's able to put up some nice things for you. The last thing we want to go over again, in every lesson, they're going to be similarly set up, aids and helps that Dr. Eckert puts up there. But basically, you always have your instructions, your textbook, your presentation, your discussions, usually 1, maybe 1 or 2 assignments, and then the quiz. And when you take the quiz, you need to understand you can take it as many times as you want, but your first attempt is going to be your grade. Okay, that was really a fast introduction to everything that's involved here. I think once you get through 1 lesson, get through your second lesson, you're going to be fine because it's all going to be the same each and every week. There'll be more weekly checklists popping up here as we move along through the semester. My role is to help you as your technical support person, both for Dr. Eckert and for you, the student. So if you have any technical issues, don't hesitate to let me know, and I'll be glad to help you out. Otherwise, happy learning, and here's to your success.